Hello, my name is Gonzalo Serrano, and in this presentation we are going to talk about teaching productive skills. As you can see in this slide, during the presentation we will cover the first point, which is the definition, then we will talk about why to teach productive skills, and then we will go inside the productive skill, writing and speaking, and we will finish with the reference and of course if you have any question. So let's go to the first point, definition, and what productive skills are. Okay, according to the British Council, the productive skills are writing and speaking. They are also known as active skills. But in front of this skill we have the receptive skills, which are reading and listening. But why to teach these skills? Okay, because when we are learning a second language, we have an objective or a goal. And this goal is to be able to communicate. Because the objective of learning a language is to speak or to write this language, because they allows us to communicate in another country when we are traveling or when we are working and so on, especially in English. So let's go inside the productive skill, and the first point is writing skills. What we need to write in a second language as a student, we have three points to take into account. The first one is to control the vocabulary, because we have to manage the words that we need to write or to speak about something. Then we have a grammatical accuracy, especially when we are writing grammar is very important. And then we have to control the orthography, because as far as we are writing, the way we write is the way we are going to express our ideas. With the 3 points we will get the writing skill, but when we are talking of writing skill as teachers, we have to take into account what tasks or what activities we can manage to promote every point. For the first one, vocabulary. We can provide charts, we can provide pictures, word collections, we can put charts on the wall of the classroom, because our students will be able to check or to look into them to remember the words and so on. Then we have the grammatical accuracy, and what can we do? We can provide feedback as positive as possible, and then we can find interesting ways of practicing the grammar, but not only the same exercise that we do all the time. And finally, we have to promote a control over the orthography. And again, we have to provide with examples in charts, labels, or so on, posters in the classroom, and we will be able to check how to write a word or so on. We can provide a dictionary and so on. Then we are going to talk about the speaking skill, is the next slide. And again, for the speaking skill, we have 3 points that our student has to manage to be able to speak. The first one is again the vocabulary, because they need to know the words. That if they want to express an idea, they need to know the words. Then again, grammatical accuracy, because even when we are speaking it's not so important, because the conversation has to flow, grammar is very important. And finally, they have to control the phonology, because especially in English, when the way we speak is not the same way that we write, the phonetic is very important. And with 3 points, again, they will get the speaking skill. But again, we as teachers has to promote some points to develop these 3 points. The first one, for the vocabulary, we can repeat the keywords, miming or gestures to support the meaning of the item we are talking about. Then we have to check for understanding or summarizing what we have explained or say or whatever. For the grammatical accuracy, we will be a model for them and we don't need to be correcting them every time, because if not they will be afraid about the speaking and they don't want to speak. And we have to fix some kind of routine in the classroom in a speaking way. For example, when they are daily at the class or roll call, etc. And finally, to control the phonology, again we have to promote them to speak. So we can start with a story and then they will finish. We can use rhymes or poems or songs or whatever, but we have to provide some kind of feedback to them. So we have talked about the definition, we have talked about why to teach productive skills, and we have talked about the writing and speaking skills. So if you want to check some of the points, you can go to the reference or the information that I have found in different ways. And of course, if you have any question, it's always welcome. Thank you very much.